Hello, I'm Donovan Larkins, and we're talking about moral clarity. Children are our most precious and prized possession, our valued commodity in the earth. And with the drastic and radical changes that's taking place to attempt to redefine human sexuality, there's things that we can do to be proactive about this, to protect our children. Every state that has legislated alternative lifestyles, we'll put it that way, to be kind. We have tracked what kind of other radical policies that follow this. Now, parents, let me speak to you plain. I'm going to speak to you in case you are in support of alternative lifestyles. Well, you might be in support of it, but you have to watch what you allow your politicians to legislate, because it's not just a matter of legislation being put in place so that a man can marry a man or a woman can marry a woman. It's what comes after that that you need to understand, that comes along with your agreement. And that means curriculums being put into the schools that you send your children to, so that they're taught to experiment with perversion. They're taught that it's okay. They're actually taught to undermine your authority in their life. You ought to check it out. There's a whole lot you can find out with Google. But as I work with Citizens for Community Values, we have a legal team that keeps us informed as to the policies that are being rolled out to undermine parental authority when it comes along to perversion. Parents, I know you do not raise your children expecting for them to participate in all forms of debauchery and moral decadence. If you do, you don't deserve your parental rights. And most parents that I talk to, and we talk to parents all the time, parents want their children to understand the difference between right and wrong. That's just the heart of a parent. They want their children to tie their shoes, and they want their children to, go to school and get their grades. But along with what's coming, if you don't watch yourself, you're going to legislate or empower the legislators to put policies in place, that curriculums, it has nothing to do with education. It has to do with propaganda and brainwashing our children to think offensive to what life is all about. A mother, she looks for Mother's Day so that her children can say Happy Mother's Day and take her to dinner. A father, he appreciates Father's Day so that he can be honored by his children. Well, they'll get rid of Mother's Day. And they'll get rid of Father's Day, because this redefinition of sexuality means get rid of the fathers or get rid of the mothers. This is really what I recommended, and I still recommend California to do. And schools are funded by both federal funds and state funds. It amounts to about $6,800 per student. Well, if out in California, where Governor Brown is wanting to legislate transgender boys to be able to shower in girls' shower rooms and vice versa, we need to raise up parent groups that are 1,000 or more strong. And then when they try to pull this sabotage against our children, we say, okay, if you're not going to listen to us, we'll pull our children out of those schools 1,000 children being pulled out of their schools, it'll be $6,800,000 pulled out, and let's see how you run your schools that way. Schools are our schools. Schools are for our children. We should have something to say. So it's time to get radical. You know, it's a radical world. And so $6,800,000, that'll start getting their attention to say, wait a minute here, we just cannot go in and force this propaganda upon people's children. Now, you might be sympathetic and say, you know, two people can love who they want. Well, why? Well, I mean, it's gone beyond that. 20 states in the United States has legislated sex with animals. That means it's legal to have sex with animals. You didn't know it was going beyond just two people loving each other. Now two people can love an animal and get married to an animal. Do you want your children to be taught that too? When our president said he supports same-sex marriage, the pedophiles said by 2014 they're going to see legislation in place to legalize sex with children. Now, there is a sex trade, a sex tourism trade across the world that American citizens go on vacations to other countries where it's legal to have sex with children, and that's part of their tourist package. Folks, you got to get your head out of the sand and you've got to stand up and say, wait a minute here, if nothing, we've got to protect our children. I encourage you. You know, I am the director and the organizer for the Minority Leadership Council under Citizens for Community Values Action. You can call us. You can call us and we will help you organize the efforts in your city and in your state. I know that we can find parents who really care. Thank you.